Welcome back, everybody. Diecast OutKast here. Episode 43. We're going to do the Three Blind Mice Invitational, the 1970 GTO Hot Wheels. Luckily for me, in my area, this car was all over the shelves. It's a special edition. It was like 30 cents more. I don't know. But I picked it up because I wanted to join the team, and haven't done one in a while, so I thought I would try it. And just for your information, it is 9 o'clock on the day that this video should be posted, and I've already watched 5 or 6 of the other guys do their GTOs, and they are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and break her free from the package. Looks like a pretty basic casting with lots of detail. Proportions look pretty decent. I like this. I like this casting a lot. So now we're going to drill out the posts. I personally like to start with a small bit to make a guide, and then take a larger bit to pop the head off. Base pops off, and if you notice that the bottom of the base is actually where the stainless trim goes on the bottom of the rocker panels, which I thought was kind of odd. It's all new, it's all in good shape. We're going to pop them wheels off. I got a good idea for these. We're going to tap these holes with a 256 tap, and make sure you put a little oil in there, like Rob from Maxbox Garage. You lube up your piece because you don't want to snap it off in the hole, which I've done with every tap that I've had so far. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. And I got these screws off of Amazon. They're 256 Phillips head screws. I like them because they're easier to work on. When I did the Allen head bolts, I kept losing the Allen wrench, so it's easier this way for me. So we're going to go ahead and strip the body. We're going to dump it in the citrus strip. I left it in there for an hour or two. And actually what I figured out is if you dump it in a citrus strip and then put it under a little bit of heat, maybe a light bulb or out in the sun, it peels up a whole lot faster. So I'll reiterate what I just said. It didn't need to be in there for a couple hours. I just left it in there for a couple hours. It probably took 15-20 minutes after being under the heat lamp. So when I did this a week ago, I thought surely nobody was going to cut the spoiler off of their car. And then I watched a couple this morning, and that seems to be a pretty popular idea. But I do like the spoilers on the GTOs. I just wasn't feeling it on this car. I wanted a nice, smooth, clean casting, body, end result. So I pulled it off. And I love this jeweler saw. I highly recommend, if you don't have one, get one. And I'm not really happy with this song that I picked. Should have picked a different one. I don't like all the woes in it. That casting line was a bitch. It's really big, but sanded it down. Well, filed it down first, and then went over it with different sandpapers. Got it all smoothed out. Had to scribe in the trunk lid a little bit better. Got her all nice and smooth, almost ready for paint. And guess what, Jim Silva? I'm not the only one that used a lady's fingernail product on the build. That's right. I got this from Claire's in the mall and decided to use fingernail polish, paint this GTO up, give it a little lady's touch. So what I did, just like the episode with the little Ford you can see in the back, it's painted with fingernail polish as well. So I went half and half. Half fingernail polish and half acetone. You may need to work on this yourself, get the consistency that you want. It all boils down to what you can spray out of your airbrush. I did end up spraying this at 40, maybe 35 PSI. I flat blacked it first for a primer to make the sparkle pop out just a little bit. And here it is, a couple coats later, and it is pretty. I went over it with some 2K urethane automotive clear. Had a few little spots come up on the top, but we're going to give this a nice dry time. So I took a toothpick and some of that cheap Apple Blossom acrylic paint that you can get at Walmart and did the little details, did the trim and the chrome pin. So here's the little spots that came up on top. I went and decided to do a wet sand on it with some 1200 grit sandpaper. I just went over this very lightly with a little bit of water and just enough to get a little orange peel out and those little nibs. And it's another poor choice of music background. I'm sorry guys, I will try better next time. I'll probably go back to the rock or the metal. This is stupid. So this is what it should look like after you wet sand to clear. As long as you don't go through and hit the paint underneath it, should be alright. I wasn't real confident about that other little spot on top, but when it's all said and done, you can barely see it. So with about 3 more coats of 2K urethane automotive clear over the details and the wet sanded body, here is a nice shot outside. I'm absolutely excited about how this turned out. I think it's one of my better paint jobs. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. That's the good thing about fingernail polish. You can get so many different beautiful colors. I suggest you guys try it. So I'm going to steal the wheels off this Almond Joy food truck or whatever this thing is. To get the front wheels to fit, I had to take the these little spacers and cut them off. The wheels for the back were a little large, so we had to do some major surgery, some modifications, and I had to make an axle tube and resize and reset everything. So after getting all that taken care of, it's going to fit in there real nice. So this is what we started with, the 3 Blind Mice Invitational 1970 GTO Judge. Thank you everybody who is involved, and thank you for the 3 Blind Mice, Paul, George, and Lee, for giving us the opportunity to do this. Make sure you watch all the videos. Everybody that you watch, make sure you subscribe, give them a thumbs up, comment, and let them know what you think. And here is the finished product. I'm about 90% happy with this thing. I love the stance, I love the wheels, the paint and everything, but I had a really hard time painting that back bumper. New meds that the doctor put me on has got me a little bit on the shaky side, so I may go back and redo it or not, I don't know. But I'm still practicing, I'm still trying, and that's all that matters. Here she is at another angle. Man, I'm happy with that shine. I'm going to give you guys a couple glamour shots. And here's the 2 cars I've did recently with fingernail polish. Thank you guys for watching. You catch me on YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat.
Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.